What is up, everybody? It's Animac here for AnimeUproar, and today I will be breaking down Deku's recent life-changing decision in the Boku no Hero story. And I will be discussing his master plan to defeat the villains and bring an end to the chaos that has been plaguing the hero society. Heads up to anime onlys because this video will contain MHA manga spoilers. I will be discussing the most recent events in the manga, and the manga is far ahead of the anime at this point. The main focus of this video will be analyzing Deku's decision to leave the UA and become a vigilante, and how this decision could be part of Deku's master plan to defeat the villains and save Japanese society. If you enjoy the Boku no Hero content here on the channel and you want us to keep it going, just leave a like and comment. It's a totally free way to actively support the channel. And of course, if you're new to the channel, or maybe you haven't subscribed yet, make this the video that you subscribe and hit that notification bell to turn on all notifications. If you don't want to miss our videos in the future, you have to go through the trouble of subscribing, hitting that bell, and then selecting the option that says all. Finally, big thank you to all of our AnimeUproar patrons for making videos like this possible. I'll talk more about Patreon at the end of this video. So, the big question that we have to ask ourselves is why exactly did Deku decide to leave the UA? At first glance, it seems he just wanted to protect his fellow students since he is being directly targeted by Shigaraki and All for One. But what if there is more to his decision than that? In recent chapters, Horikoshi went out of his way to mention that the UA was the most secure place for the students to be. And even the parents of the students were invited to stay on the UA campus because of how safe it is. On top of that, Principal Nezu asked for further government assistance in order to make the UA even safer. But if the UA really is so safe, if it's like the safest place for the students and their families, then does it make sense for Deku to leave? On the one hand, he is protecting his friends from a potential villain attack, but on the other hand, if Deku takes himself out of a safe area like the UA, he could be playing right into the hands of the villains. Deku may be making his friends safer by leaving, but he is also putting the entire world in danger by making it a lot easier for All for One to potentially steal One for All. Keeping One for All away from All for One is obviously in the best interest of everyone. So by leaving a safe zone like the UA, Deku is taking a huge risk. If All for One can get to him and steal One for All, then it's pretty much game over. The Hero Society, as it is right now, could not possibly stop a villain who controls both One for All and All for One. And besides, even though Deku is definitely the biggest target at UA because of One for All, he is still not the only target for the villains. There are plenty of other students and teachers at UA who are well known to the villains and whom the villains would love to take out, either for revenge or to prevent them from posing a threat in the future. This includes Bakugo, Todoroki, the Big Three, Aizawa, and many more. Like, yeah, the villains really want Deku, but it's not like they would completely lose interest in potentially attacking the UA just because Deku left. Oh, and that reminds me, how does the UA traitor plot point come into play here? Has Horikoshi completely abandoned this plot point from the past? Or is it about to finally become irrelevant again? With the UA now being transformed into what is essentially a maximum security bunker, having a spy inside the UA is more useful now to the villains than ever before. So, are they about to activate the traitor once again? And if they do, what will that mean for the story? Man, I have been wondering about the UA traitor for almost 4 years now, and I really hope that this plot point will have some sort of payoff eventually. By the way, let me know down in the comments whether you think that there is a UA traitor in the first place, and if you think that there is, then who do you think it is? I know that Toru Hagakure is a popular option because her quirk allows her to be the perfect spy. But my own personal theory is that it could be Principal Nezu. I don't think that he is doing it willingly. I think that back when he was experimented on by humans, Ujiko was somehow involved in those experiments. And I think that he could have done something to Nezu that allows the villains to get information from him without Nezu even realizing it. But that's all speculation without more clues, so let me know what you guys think. What are your theories? I'm always interested in hearing more about the UA traitor. Now back to Deku. Deku becoming a vigilante allows him to be more flexible and independent in his actions, but he is still going to keep fighting the villains, and we saw him do exactly that when he used Danger Sense to detect Muscular and then stepped in to save Shindo from Muscular. So yeah, it's not like Deku is about to start hiding so that All For One can't locate One For All. It's just not how Deku works. This means that Deku's decision to become a lone wolf vigilante will expose him to a lot more danger than if he had just stayed at UA. But on the other hand, this will also allow Deku to set a trap for All For One. If Deku had remained under constant protection inside the UA, he wouldn't have been able to do much against the villains. But if he starts to make a reputation for himself as a lone wolf vigilante who has no official affiliation to the UA or the Pro Hero system, Deku will become the focus of All For One's attention. Instead of worrying about the UA and the Pro Heroes, All For One will concentrate on tracking down the lone wolf vigilante Deku by any means necessary. But here's the thing. If Deku secretly stays in contact with his friends at the UA and with the Pro Heroes, he can eventually serve as bait for trapping All For One and the other villains. If Deku can make All For One think that he's now working completely on his own, All For One will be more likely to come out of hiding before he and the other villains are at their strongest and before Shigaraki's procedure has been perfected. I feel like All For One won't be able to pass up on the opportunity to steal One For All from just one lonely kid. So, All For One and the other villains are far more likely to underestimate Deku now that he is on his own, and this could cost them dearly in the end. So, what if this whole decision to leave the UA is part of a larger plan? Right now, time is really working against the heroes because society is crumbling and they're spending all of their time trying to put society back together. Meanwhile, All For One is probably hiding somewhere safe and working on perfecting Shigaraki's transformation as soon as possible. And if Shigaraki's procedure is perfected, it is likely that no one will be able to stop him. So, what if Deku just wants to make All For One think that he is acting as a lone wolf so that he can lure him and the other villains out of hiding before Shigaraki becomes virtually unstoppable? If All For One thinks that he just has to take out one high school kid and then he can have One For All, he might get reckless. And if All For One comes out of hiding and attacks Deku, he could end up walking right into a trap laid by the Pro Heroes and the Hero Students in collaboration with Deku. So Deku might be pretending to be a lone wolf, but in reality he's working closely with the other heroes and hero students in order to bait All For One into a trap. So far, we've been led to believe that Deku's decision to leave the UA was motivated solely by the fact that he wants to protect his fellow students from being targeted by the villains. But I think that there might be more to this decision than meets the eye. I think that Deku might be setting an elaborate trap for All For One and Shigaraki. And Deku's departure from the UA and his decision to become a vigilante could all be just one part of his secret master plan. After all, if there really is a traitor inside the UA and Deku is busy concocting a master plan to take out the villains, it would make sense for Deku to leave the UA so that his plan doesn't leak to the traitor. And since Deku doesn't know who the traitor is, he has to assume that almost anyone could be suspicious. But let me know what you guys think. Was Deku's decision to leave the UA and become a lone wolf vigilante just his way of protecting his friends? Or is there more to the story? And if Deku really is concocting a secret master plan, how do you think that this plan will ultimately unfold? Be sure to share your thoughts down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more Boku no Hero content right here on the channel, just leave a like to let me know. It only takes a second, but it helps a lot. And if you're new to the channel, or maybe you watch our videos but you just haven't subscribed yet, make this the video that you subscribe and hit that notification bell to turn on all notifications. You can also hit me up on Twitter and Instagram at AnimeUproar. A big thank you to all of our AnimeUproar patrons for making videos like this one possible. Special thank you to the two disciples of Lord Twigo himself, Alpha Sigma, and the red-haired Raven. And I can't forget all of our The One tier patrons, the ones who rise above all other clans, including Ingrata, A Quiet Respect, Pate Heffa, Liam Thompson, Aljatal, Dr. Courtman, Dustin Scarlet, The Toasted Chi, Bang, Emperor Otaku, Spidey Life Tanel, Baked Buddhist, Tungsten Tarkus, and Yuno. Finally, thank you also to our Pro Hero tier patrons, including the one and only Gilgamesh, Steelers, Angel Cruz, Anatoly Kazatsky, Cricket XP, Rathuin Deora, Very Gucci, Alicia Octor, Bonnie Parks, Hinokami and Water, Joanne Garcia, Ted No Ted, iSparky65, Jessica LaFond, Fatboy Games, Deadly Saint, and Soul Ray Slice and Dice. If you enjoy our videos and you feel that they provide value to you, consider supporting us on Patreon. Even a single dollar gives you access to our patron exclusive Discord, and your name will appear in our videos along with these legendary people. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, see ya, Space Cowboys!